So you see this map, Babylonian, but you see Canaan. Abba gave us the land of Canaan. This area has become known as the Four Corners: Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. And Utah is where Abba's temple was. And right now, ICE happens to be right there. And they're going door to door and trying to get people because Jacob has troubles, and Jacob is having troubles right now. They're being hunted down. And also in New Mexico, that's where the Las Lunas stones are, which happens to be the Ten Commandments written in Paleo Hebrew. In Arizona, there's a rock carving that resembles the Ark of the Covenant. Again, all in the Four Corners. In Genesis 9, it tells you the Canaanites will be the lowest of slaves. And remember that we took over the land of the Canaanites. So it tells you that they were supposed to be slaves to Shem and to Japheth, their brothers. So a good example of this is Abraham and Hagar. Well, Hagar was Sarah's maidservant. She was Egyptian, a Canaanite, and they produced a child together, Hagar and Abraham. They produced Ishmael, but the covenant wasn't made with Ishmael, it was made with Isaac. Another example, Rachel and Leah's maids. They had Jacob lay with their maids, and they produced 2 children each. So Rachel's maids produced Dan and Naphtali, and Dan was the one that broke off the tree of life. And then Leah's maids produced Gad and Asher. And also during the first Exodus, a group of Egyptians, non-Israelites, joined us because they started to serve Yahuwah and keeping up with his laws as well. So they joined us during the Exodus, the first Exodus. And it's going to happen again. So in the scriptures, how Miriam and Aaron were making fun of Moses' wife because she was dark, because she was a black African. She was a Hamite. That's what she was. She was, I believe, Ethiopian. Speaking of Ethiopians, Cushites, so King Solomon's kingdom was taken from him, the northern kingdom, because of his concubine, he was led into worshiping other gods. So that queen happened to be Queen Sheba. Queen Sheba, as you can see right there, and Queen Sheba happened to be Ethiopian, and she was the one that split the kingdom. So also this is my tribe. While Joseph was in Egypt, the prince of Egypt, he took on an Egyptian wife, and she had 2 sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. And Ephraim is my tribe. So the Egyptians, which were Canaanites, were black. That's why you see so many relics and so much artwork of the black and brown people in the Americas. Not that the Native Americans were fake, like they're trying to say, and that the black people are the true Hebrews. That's not true. They were the Canaanites. And some of them joined us. We are the Red Copper Nations. That's Adam means red. And again, that's why you see so many of these relics, Egyptian relics, in the Grand Canyon.
Sightseeing location. The Grand Canyon is not just an American sightseeing location. There are strange and dark secrets that lie within. Some have even encountered a gateway to a hidden world. In 1909, the Arizona Gazette published an article about an expedition funded by the Smithsonian. This expedition was led by a man named G.E. Kincaid, and he discovered an ancient underground city within the Grand Canyon. But here is where it gets interesting. This city was filled with artifacts from ancient Egypt, hieroglyphs, statues, and even a pyramid. How did ancient Egyptian relics end up in Arizona over 5,000 years ago? Is it possible that they had access to flight? But it gets even stranger. The Smithsonian seized all the artifacts and shut down any further exploration, which led to 90% of the Grand Canyon being restricted till this day. The canyon is home to numerous hidden caves and tunnels, many holding ancient treasures and technologies. Many adventurers used to report seeing strange lights and sounds coming from these depths. The Hopi tribe, a tribe native to the region, speak of sacred underground cities known as the Sipapu. These cities are believed to be gateways to the underworld, holding powerful energies that should never be disturbed. All this makes us wonder, what else is hiding in the Grand Canyon?
Global family, 2024 is the year of exposure. There is nothing like finding an underwater cave in the Grand Canyon with lots of rooms filled with priceless ancient Egyptian artifacts. These artifacts are constructed of pure gold, ebony, ivory, rubies, and diamonds. America is Egypt. I'm Newbie One.
And that's where we get the word amen from Amen Ra, because I end my prayers with praises to Yahuwah, or praises to Yah. And Nimrod was a Hamite and a giant. Esau killed Nimrod and took over the black nobility and whitewashed history. What's interesting, when I was in TikTok, there was a Taino that I used to follow. He once said that in the Americas, they were the Moors. And yeah, absolutely, the Moors were here as well. So the Vatican, the Pope, divided the world between Spain and Portugal to have our lands colonized. And you're going to see that all these kings and queens of Europe were black. Like I said, the black nobility. And that includes the Jews, because Christopher Columbus was a crypto Jew. So remember, Jew and Hebrew are two different things. So if you go to YouTube under his page, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not going to try. He covers a lot of this material, and he tells you that the colonizers of our lands were the black races. And like I said, Esau took over and whitewashed history.
Is a lie. How were Jews described in Europe before Ashkenazis became the majority? From Nature, Knows No Color Line by J.A. Rogers, page 123. Quote, Waits says, an interesting gradation of all shades down to the black is exhibited by the Jews. Especially dark were the Jews of Spain and Portugal. The Portuguese Jews were very dark, says Pritchard. The Duchess d'Abrante, wife of Napoleon's ambassador to Portugal, said that the Jew, the Negro, and the Portuguese could be seen in a single person. So dark were the Jews, especially of Portugal and southern Spain, that many whites thought all Jews were black or dark. Another source can be found from The Natural History of Man by James Cowles Pritchard. Quote, the Jews of Portugal are very dark. More corroborating evidence can be found from the Memoirs of the Secret Services of John Mackay, Esquire, published in 1733. Daniel, Earl of Nottingham, Secretary of State, is eldest son to Mr. Finch, Lord Chancellor in the reign of King Charles II. He hath also the exterior air of business and application, enough to make him very capable. In his habit and manners very formal. A tall, thin, very black man, like a Spaniard, or Jew, about 50 years
So London, as in the tribe of Dan, they broke off. That is the tribe, the Antichrist tribe, the tribe of the Antichrist. So they're the ones. They're part of the District of Columbia, which is London, Washington D.C., and the Vatican, Rome. So at the beginning they were black, but when they ran out of money and they were having troubles with their money, that's when the Rothschilds came into play, and they were giving birthing rights to the House of London. That's why throughout the years they became lighter and lighter. And also the Vatican. The Vatican, they run both, which is a Seneca saying, they run both the Vatican and London. Isu does. For Isu is red child, Rothschild. All the wild men, the Neanderthals, they just killed Nimrod, like I said, and they just took over the kingdom of the Moors. The Neanderthals did. As you can see in her brooch, the angel is stepping on a red man, not a black man, a Native American, the Red Nations. So what are these people? These are your Abrahamic religions. They're part of the pyramid, for mind control. So this is your Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. This is what this is. So Queen Elizabeth is related to the Prophet Muhammad. Obama is Muslim. That's why you're going to see the rise of Islam, and it's starting to happen already. It's going to be worldwide. And the image that comes back to life is Akhenaten. The clone of Akhenaten is Obama. So the children of Abraham and Sarah are known as Saracen. So I'm a Saracen. And the union between Abraham and Hagar, I think they're pronounced Hagarenes. I'm not too sure. So anyway, so Ishmael eventually joined Edom, and they played a huge role in the slave trade because, like I said, they joined with Rome, with Edom.
Let's keep it. Let's keep it. Let's keep it. Let's police.
Like this is a private
See?
this is like that.
Let's keep it. Police. Police. Let's keep it. Let's keep it. Police.
Patience, we have everything. We have doctor, come on. Please. Like this is a private property.
Hey.
Let him go.
Hey.
What about identification? You can't just come in here like that. I'm just telling you, watch the video, man.
You came in here. You identify yourself.
I need to get out. You can't even identify yourself. You have no proper identification. Get out.
You need to get out.
Get out.
Get out.
What are they doing here? They're Indians.
Ah, this is one of my many unsuccessful experiments. You see, with Indians, there's absolutely nothing to be done. There's the same difference between a Negro and an Indian as there is between a dog and a coyote. You can put a dog on a leash, beat him, and he'll always be there to lick your feet. Take away a coyote's liberty and you've cut off his hair. An Indian will never be a slave. No one has ever been able to make them reproduce in captivity. They do not eat, they do not talk, they do not sleep, they do not make love.